Welcome to your full moon in Aquarius meditation for August 2024. I'm Nancy Shaw, the midwife of Midlife, and I enjoy creating resources like these for women in midlife to help you with the initiations, the transitions, and all the bullshit that comes into play during the aging process. So if you like this kind of content, and maybe you don't know yet because you haven't listened to the meditation, please feel free to like and subscribe. I'd love to have you in this new growing community. And this is my first full moon meditation, so I'd really be curious to see what you think about it. So, just a few words on this full moon. I am not an astrologer, I am a psychologist by training. But in this online coaching business, I focus on the same things that I do in my practice, but this isn't designed to treat or help with any serious mental health issues. It's just meant to help you have greater awareness during these crazy midlife transitions. So, a bit about this full moon. Why is it called the monster moon? Oh my gosh, because there's so much going on with this full moon. It's crazy. First of all, it's a super moon, which intensifies any of the themes that are coming up for this full moon. And it's also a blue moon to boot, and it's the second blue moon in a row. Maybe you've heard it's the second blue moon because there's different ways of defining blue moons, none of which have to do with the color, ironically. But um, a real blue moon is when you have two full moons in a month. And this full moon it's like the third full moon in a season. It's kind of more of an astrological event than the other kind of blue moon. It is also in Aquarius, and it's our only full moon in Aquarius of the year. And Aquarius has to do with, all of the age of Aquarius type stereotypes, right? That unity consciousness and love everyone and peace and fulfillment and progress and freedom. And it happens to be coming in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, which is all about like slowing down and reevaluating our lives as they are. So there is big, powerful energy coming through right now, and you may already be feeling it. I know I am. And for me, this full moon is all about really learning to let go. And all full moons are about letting go, but this one in particular, at least in my life, the difference is usually around the full moon, I'm looking for things in my life that aren't serving me, such as emotions, belief systems, ways of being, where for this full moon, this letting go is being kind of imposed upon my life. And this is symbolized by my son. I'm taking him to college actually next Friday. And so I'm experiencing the full rainbow of emotions around that and the rainstorm all at the same time. There's like so much grief and sadness coming up, but there's also so much joy and excitement for him and excitement for me too. Like, I know this life transition, once I get through it, is actually going to be a good thing, but as I'm going through this transition, it almost feels like some huge initiation, almost like giving birth itself, but now I'm giving birth to my true self, and it feels like this is what this full moon is kind of about. And it can't only be for me, but maybe you don't resonate as much with that. So as you're moving through this full moon, I don't know, can we call it a portal, a window of opportunity? Kind of look for areas in your life where you're either needing a complete overhaul or a complete overhaul is being given to you against your will, like in my case, like That can look like maybe you've lost your job, or you have learned that your relationship is no longer viable and you're having to let that end, or you're maybe you got a wake up call from some feedback on your health. Actually, that's happening to me right now too, where I'm learning that certain things that I thought were healthy for me in my diet and exercise routine seems like they're not. And so I'm going to have to change things up in that realm too. So think about those kind of themes as we're going through this meditation. And let's just jump right in. Start with a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth if that feels right. And then just take a moment to check in with where you're at right now. If you haven't already, just allow your eyes to gently close and feel your body being supported on the surface beneath you. Feel free to make any adjustments right now in your body. If you started sitting up and you're realizing that you'd rather be lying down, just give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to choose the position that is optimal for you in this moment. What would be really extra comfortable? Ready, just begin to tune in to your breath, noticing all the different sensations as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Just be with yourself for a moment, allowing yourself and your breath to be exactly as it is right now. Letting go of any expectations, any judgments that you may have brought with you into this practice. On your next exhale, just let them go. Allow them to drift off into space somewhere. Then go ahead and bring your awareness to your life right now. Without any judgment or evaluation, just kind of look at all the different aspects of your life, dividing them up in any way that feels right to you. Maybe health and wellness is one, spiritual practice, family, kids, career, personal growth, learning, fun and adventure, friendships. Add or subtract any categories as feels right to you. Just notice which of these areas are in need of some kind of an overhaul. some kind of a fundamental change. And if you're scanning through the areas of your life and you're finding that all of them are really going well and optimal, just notice that too. Just bring your awareness to those areas. We pick 1 to 3 areas of your life that are calling for the most attention. Just notice what it is that you need to let go of in this process of overhauling this area of your life. Just begin to bring these to your awareness in your mind's eye. However feels right to you, it could be symbolizing these things, or it could be seeing videos of these things playing out. Right now, we're just visualizing and connecting with these things as they are in the old way. Just notice, you might imagine that you can feel the constriction and the outdatedness of this way of being in this aspect of your life. So, with my son, I'm noticing the way I've structured my life around his schedule and his needs for a lot of years, and how maybe that's kept me from doing certain things. But it also brings up grief that I won't be able to structure my life around his schedule or his needs anymore. So allow both aspects to be there. The constriction of the old way and the ways it's no longer serving you, but also how much you're going to miss the old way. If your overhaul is your health and you realize you're going to stop eating sugar or drinking alcohol, you may bring to your mind's eye a video of you engaging in that behavior, like maybe going to the wine bar and having drinks with girlfriends, and that it's fun, but it's also limiting, that you may miss this, but it's also, the right choice for your health. Just allow that process to continue on your own for a few moments. And I want you to imagine you're gathering up all of this stuff related to this outdated way of being. You can use whatever method feels right. If it's a vacuum cleaner that comes up and that you're sucking up the energy, or it could be a net and you're collecting bees or butterflies, different aspects of this experience. Just gather it all up into one central location. in your mind's eye, collecting it, maybe in a big net or a big box. And I want you to imagine just letting this go. So if it's a net, you may just release it into the sky like doves or bees. If it's a box, you may throw it into the ocean. Find the imagery that works best for you. Say to yourself, I let this go and allow my life to be as it is now, for my highest good and my best interest. And just notice how that feels. I release and let go of all aspects that are no longer in my highest good or best interest, even though I know I'm going to miss parts of this. Just let go. Feel yourself getting lighter and lighter. Bring yourself fully and squarely into this now moment. This release of the past and any baggage that you happen to be carrying. And when you feel complete with that, just begin to bring to your mind's eye images of your future life now that this overhaul has happened or is going to happen for you. And then begin to bring to your mind's eye, in whatever way feels right to you, images or thoughts or wisdom around what you'd like your life to look like moving forward. Now that this overhaul has happened, whether it's in our control, like a choice that we made, or outside of our control, like people moving on or experiences ending, let's begin to feel into the ideal outcome of this overhaul. What would your life feel like? What would it taste like? What would you spend your time doing? Imagine that in as much detail as you can. Now that you have gone through this initiation, who do you become? In an ideal scenario, who do you become? Not who do you fear you'll become, but what's the highest possibility that you could become without limitation? Notice if any clues drop in that you weren't expecting. Are there images of you taking certain actions that you didn't know you needed to take? Are there connections that you make? Are there trips that you take? Are there foods that you start eating or classes that you sign up for? Whatever it is, make a note of it and allow yourself to feel this optimum new life that you're about to step into, even though the transition may be hard. Spend a few more moments with this. You want to listen to this meditation several times throughout this full moon portal, which goes from 3 days before the new moon, so that would be starting on the 16th, and then 3 days after the full moon, which is on August 19th. So through the 22nd. You may want to listen to this every day during this transitional period so that you send very clear and powerful messages to your unconscious that you're, even though it hurts, you're at peace with letting this aspect of your life go, whatever it is that you're releasing. And then visualizing this very positive, optimal outcome from allowing this part of your life to really go without trying to cling on to it. Just allowing, letting go. When you feel complete with this, just allow yourself a few deeper breaths, maybe allowing your body whatever movement it needs to come back, maybe wiggling your toes or your feet, rolling your ankles, maybe giving yourself a full overhead body stretch. When you're ready, just gently opening your eyes, focusing gently on a spot in front of you. And if you liked this meditation, I'd love to invite you into my newly created Midlife Meditation Club. There's a link that can be found in the bio, and I would love to have you in this newly forming community. Hope to see you there. See you in the next one. Happy full moon.